Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm very excited because I have the opportunity to talk about chemistry with you. So let's get started. I'll allow time for questions and comments at the end. So I'd like to begin by telling you a brief definition of chemistry. Chemistry is the science that studies matter, its properties, composition, and the structure of substances. So as you can see, this definition is very short, very simple, even if chemistry is a really powerful science. So it's a little curious, right? And now I'm going to describe the difference between physics and chemistry, because sometimes we tend to confuse these science. And I'm going to explain using an example. As you can see on the slide, we have a chemical industrial process. So we can react hydrogen with toluene to obtain benzene. According to this reaction. But we have to be careful because sometimes we can have undesirable side reactions. And we know that information because of chemistry. And we can know what amount of benzene we can obtain with toluene and hydrogen because of chemistry, with stoichiometry to be more specific. So yeah, we know all this information because of chemistry. During the process, we need to add some components, for example, the turbines, pumps, or heat exchangers to move or to control the gases or the substances. And we know that we have to use that and how to use that because of physics, thermodynamics to be more specific. So the main difference between physics and chemistry is that chemistry studies the components of the substances in its most elemental part, the atoms or the electrons sometimes. But with physics, we study the matter as a whole and how they interact with other substances, with other components, and with the whole universe. All right. So in this presentation, I'm going to describe my experience studying chemistry, tell you how my perspective of life changed after studying chemistry, and explain what things I would like to research, develop, and discover using chemistry. My experience with chemistry. I started to study chemistry when I was in my last year of high school. I remember that I had a really amazing teacher who was a professor in the university as well. He inspired me to study chemistry. Then, and I discovered my fascination with chemistry, math, and physics. So I decided to study chemical engineering because I had really amazing teachers and because I think that I'm quite good at chemistry and math. So then I'm going to describe my classes at university. First, I had to take 2 classes of general chemistry, and I learned the most basic things, the definition of atoms, molecules, and the structure of solids, liquids, and gases, stoichiometry. Then I had to take 2 classes of analytic chemistry. And in those classes, I have to study how to recognize some materials or some components and how to make calibration curves. I have to say that I struggle with this class, with the 2 classes. But anyway, I learned a lot. Then I have to take 2 classes of organic chemistry. I have to say that organic chemistry is a really beautiful branch of chemistry because you have to think different, because organic chemistry is not the same as math, it's not the same as physics, it's not the same as thermodynamics, it's not the same as programming. It's completely different. You have to think in a really different way. You have to develop your critical thinking, your logical thinking. So yeah, it was an amazing experience. Then I have to take 1 class of biochemistry. This class is pretty similar to organic chemistry, but you have to study some components that biologic things have. And finally, I have to take a class of environmental chemistry and a class of ecology. I encounter environmental chemistry a really beautiful class because I think that that every person in this world has a social responsibility. Even if we hate people or we hate the earth, we have to take care of the environment of the earth in general. So we need to know how to apply your knowledge and your career and all the things that we know to take care of your house, the earth. So in this class, I learned how to use chemicals and how to avoid contaminate the water, the air, and the air in general. So, yeah. After studying chemistry, I realized that everything is chemistry, even your emotions. I mean, when you are happy, your brain is going to generate oxytocin, and when you are excited or scared, your brain is going to generate adrenaline, which is curious because we can generate a lot of chemicals, and yeah, basically we are just atoms and molecules we think in a really dark way. I noticed how important it is to learn chemistry because we use a lot of chemical products in your daily life, such as detergents, shampoo, and processed food. So we have to know what we are eating and what we are consuming. So you don't have to be a professional chemist to know that, but I think that it's really important to know at least the basics. And there are a lot of chemical applications that we can develop or discover. Yeah, with chemistry, we can develop or research a lot of things. For example, how to create another material that can substitute the plastics, or a new treatment to cure some illnesses such as SIDA or something like that, or some virus. And projects that I would like to make with chemistry, well, I would like to develop cosmetic products based in natural ingredients. Skincare, to be more specific, because I'm really interested in that, and in hair products, because I have to admit that my hair is really bad or really awful. So I would like to develop a product to improve my hair. Then I would like to develop or research methods to recycle polymers, clean sewage. So yes, I mentioned I have a social responsibility, so I would like to apply my knowledge to control the contamination of water, and to avoid using plastics more in this life. Yeah. Research chemicals and reactions of animal poisons. I find all related to poisons and animal poisons really interesting because there isn't a lot of research about this. So maybe I can discover a new application for poisons of animals, such as the poison of snakes or some reptiles. So in conclusion, chemistry is a breathtaking science that teaches you how life works in its most elemental part, the atom. Since cooking an egg after and making the hydroalkylation of toluene, this was the example that I explained at the beginning of this presentation. Chemistry is part of your life, even if we don't know, or even if we don't care about these science. And there are a lot of research that we can do using chemistry to improve your life, take care of the environment, and learn more about life in general. So that learning chemistry is a complete adventure. So even if you don't want to be a professional chemist or a chemical engineer or something related, I think that is really important, and it's really entertaining to learn all the concepts of chemistry. So yeah. So I don't know if you have some comments or questions. Please let me know. I'm like an open book. Okay.
Hi, Christopher. I really like your presentation, and I really like the focus that you made in what kind of chemistry do you like. And I really want to know if you think that here in Guatemala, there's opportunities for cosmetic chemistry.
Yes and no at the same time. Because, well, there are a lot of companies here in Guatemala who produces a lot of cosmetic products, so you can work in there. But about research, it's difficult because the companies that work here just produce the same formula that other countries study or other countries develop. So if you can make your own products, it's going to be a little difficult. Not impossible, of course. We have an advantage, and it's that here in Guatemala we have a lot of nature. Our environment is really amazing. So we can discover a new application for some plants, for example. So yeah.
Hi, Chris. I would like to say that I really enjoyed the example you gave us. And I agree with you about maybe that we all have to know a little bit of chemistry. I mean, at least a little, the basics of chemistry, because chemistry is present in our daily life, and we don't know that. So yeah, I just want to say that I like your presentation. Thanks for sharing.
Okay, thanks for your comment. Well, I think that it's time to call it a day. I'm going to finish. So yeah, thanks for your attention and for being here.